third grade spelling
I
bee
think I might be
champion.
live too now. Let me see.
Yep, it did work.
Yeah.
Look at there.
Ooh,
I think
Kipp.
it just took my for the thumbnail, it just took like a screen like of my heading thing. It looks like that my title because it has that steak with the minimalist carnivore thing on there.
Well, and you can go back in and later and change it, you know.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
And what I've been doing too, y'all, and this probably sounds crazy, but you know how when you stream to YouTube, it puts your lives over in a separate section, like where nobody pretty much goes.
Right.
And I'm sure it showed it initially, but I have been going into YouTube Studio and downloading the live and then re-uploading it as a video. That way it goes in my list of videos. So when people come to my page, they can see it easily without having to go, you know.
Yeah.
And I've gotten like twice as many views out of it. So
I see people on my side of the chat coming in. They're probably wondering
Oh, hey,
what happened.
Ron.
I just joined. I think I'm connected.
Yep.
well, this was unexpected. I just had an idea. I had a wild
Right?
hair.
The chat is blowing
Invited
up
some of
now.
my friends.
Yeah. I think I've got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
just
fun
like
to do.
Chad
It was
said, I
fun.
am envious of Kipp's cooking over there, all
Yeah.
his barbecuing, but most of all, I am envious of Shirley, his smoker.
That's my baby there. I love that
Oh
thing.
my goodness.
One day, if I get to a better property and lot to do
Right?
that, I will. See, and it's
Yeah,
funny
well, that's a
because
beaut
do you
right
ever
there.
smoke with mesquite?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do sometimes, but I don't really prefer it for longer cooks. I like it for small
Okay.
cooks because it can overpower the meat.
Yeah.
But for short cooks, it works good. But for longer cooks, I use things like hickory, oak, pecan, cherry, stuff like that.
Okay. Because in the islands, we call it cave, is the same as mesquite. And I always was used to cooking on cave all the time. So it's just kind of like a flavor that resonates to home. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? When those things that, and it's strong, but we always did it just like, you know, shorter, more grilling than barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
No, I totally get that. The nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It may be just me, but whenever I post a comment, it's showing like 5 comments in the chat. And
Yeah, you have
like,
it connected to your Facebook too?
well, I'm not linked to my Facebook, but I don't know if it's just because the way we set it up. Because for any of my viewers that are watching, we just created like last minute. I hopped in this live stream and then
That's the same
they got
for
it
me.
set up to
Yeah, I just
they-
tested it. It's doing the same.
yeah. So we're just on the fly and just having fun chatting together.
Yeah, what's up, Sean? Carnivore Truckers here. Karen's here. Wow, we got a lot more people in here. FR Humphrey,
Yeah.
Mama Bear.
Okay. I have a question for everyone. I'm gonna
Bible
start it
reading
off.
bears in here. I like that name. That's a cute name.
Susan, Annette.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So, question: What are you guys going to be doing anything special challenge-wise for yourself in the month of September? Nicole and I are probably going to be doing a and sauna.
Yes.
Are going to be trying a dairy-free challenge. With the exception of butter, we're going to keep our butter.
Yes.
So,
most definitely.
Anybody doing anything special?
I am for the month of September for sure.
What are you doing?
I came up with this thing called because I'm crazy and be thinking crazy and stuff. So it's like the line diet, but it's called the sea line diet. And so for the month of September, I'm only going to be and Carnivore Trucker, he's working on it with me. We're working on some stuff for it. And we're going to see about getting some people from my channel. I've already had multiple people because the word kind of got out. People were in the comment sections of the live asking stuff about it and talking about it. So it kind of got out there. So for the month of September, I'm going to be doing the sea lion diet. And if anybody else wants to join me in doing it, that'd be cool.
I'm good.
Can you
I'm
give
good.
some like sneak information of what that
what is
consists
the
of?
sea lion
Yeah.
diet?
Think about the word like, okay, so you have line diet, and then we put the word sea at the beginning. So anything that comes out the water,
Yeah.
and included with the line diet. So it's
That's
Oh,
what
basically
I'm
okay.
like
thinking.
I like
Like
it.
surf and
basically like
turf.
seafood and line
Right.
diet together.
Yeah,
I
like your
already
surf
kind of
and
do that.
turf.
I have
That's a good
salmon once in a
combo.
while. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, that just did. Oh, crud.
What about you, Chad?
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to start, I guess, working out with intention. So I'm actually going to, it's weird because at 6 years old, after losing all the weight, I don't really want to take my shirt off and take a picture of myself, but I'm going to do that for like a thumbnail. Even though, I mean, I taught diving on a boat and I never wore a shirt for like 20 years. I was okay with it. But so my big thing is just kind of new journey begins, like actually wanting to put on muscle at 60 years old and, you know, let people watch and see what happens and
That's
go for it.
awesome.
Because to me, it's like
We
this
will be
never
here
ending
for it.
story. If you remember that movie, even, you know what I mean? It's just like this, just stuff never ends.
I
So
think
I
this
think
is the
that's
first
what's
time
good.
that I've talked to Sana too. Like me and her, when I first started my carnivore journey, I started talking to her a good bit in the beginning, but I don't think we've ever streamed together or anything like that. So it's pretty cool that I hopped
No,
in here and
not
she was on.
yet.
I don't know if we have either. I think we did one time somehow, I want to think, but I can't remember. Sana, you and
No,
I.
and like
No, this
Kipp,
is?
oh my, this is the first. This is the
Okay.
first.
That's
Only
cool then.
Nicole. Yeah, only Nicole I've streamed with so far. But no, Kipp, I remember when Kipp, oh my gosh, I want to say I was like his 25th subscriber.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
She was from the
wow.
beginning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like literally from the beginning, I've been following his journey.
Oh yeah. That's why I
So
was
it's
glad
been
whenever I hopped on here and
amazing.
I seen you in the chat. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
I think too, so people know from our things, like some of my chat's not coming through. I think some of it's kind of funky because I keep getting like 6 postings of the same thing. If you guys are
Yeah,
getting
me
that,
too.
just so all you guys know in the thing, if something doesn't come up right, it's kind of a weird thing. I think because it was just thrown together and everybody's like, yeah, I'll join.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question. It's from Mama Bear Lynette. She said, if you were cleaning out your refrigerator right now and we're going to make a casserole out of everything that's in there, what would it include?
Oh.
Let's go Nicole, Sana, Kip, and Chad. And then me.
This is gonna be weird because I did a lot of cooking yesterday. So mine would include steak, pot roast, cream cheese, eggs. I think I also made sausages, bacon. It's gonna be like a meat casserole with cream cheese, and then if we're counting my husband's stuff, then we're gonna have Diet Coke. We're gonna have rate 0. And I think he has a bunch of ranch dressings and stuff in there. So it's going to be a meat casserole with cream cheese and some husband sauces and Diet Coke.
I mean, it sounds pretty mid, Nicole. I'm not going to lie. Sana, you're next.
Oh my gosh. I think, and it's funny too, because some of ours are probably going to be very similar because I have ribeye steaks that are in there now. I have some shrimp that is thawing out. And what else do I have there? There's cream cheese, all blocks of like different cheese because we just went to Costco yesterday and you know, Costco is like the mecca of like all your variety of cheeses. So yeah, I would just say ribeye, shrimp, and just all like the cheeses together would be my casserole.
All right. Kip.
For
A bunch of meat.
for me, there we don't keep a lot of stuff in the fridge anymore, so it would probably be just meat, and then there may be some cheese in there. We'd find a way to use milk because we always keep milk because my daughter, she loves to drink it, and so there'd probably be some baby food in the casserole because
What kind of
like
baby food, Kit? What kind? What flavor?
I don't know. Well, I guess it's people food, but like yogurt, like she gets like little yogurts or whatever. And then strawberries and carrots and things like that. So that'd probably be our casserole. What about y'all or whoever
Chad?
was next?
Yeah. I'm gonna just like I've got 2 kids and a wife, so there's a lot of mixture of stuff. Like they made some kebabs with salmon and some other veggie stuff, so there's a lot of that. But like for my stuff, it would literally be just the chuck roast that I made earlier today and 2 kinds of cheese because I'm still testing cheese for my no gallbladder issue. I'm really pretty minimal on what I have in there. On the Costco cheese, did you see they had that Gruyere cheese or Gruyere, however you want to pronounce it, that's made out of raw?
We
I don't
picked
know if
that
you.
up.
Yeah, that is
We
good.
picked
My
it up.
wife loves it. I've been
I think it was
doing that.
was it Switzerland or something? It had some flag on it or some
It's a
symbol.
French, I
French,
I
believe.
need to check
yes.
that out.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
And
it.
it's
Yes,
actually
I think
with
so.
raw milk, and it's super creamy and good. And then I had this other aged cheese because I'm trying all these aged A2 cheeses is what I'm doing. And one of them is like this weird, it's kind of like not like Parmesan, but it's something else, like another Reggiano or something like that. But it's kind of weird grainy and I don't really like it. But I'm going to
All
eat
right,
it up.
so for me, it's going to be some ribeye. I've got some thin ribeye and some thick ribeye because I eat ribeye just about every day. The sardines aren't in the fridge, so you guys got lucky there. We got lots of cheeses. We got all the cheeses. We got cheese sticks, shreds, all that stuff because I've got kids and stuff. And then what else? We've definitely got some cream cheese, and I mean it's a pretty boring casserole for me, really. Not anything exciting. All right, so let's see here. I saw a question. Where was it? Y'all put a Q in front of your questions because there's so many messages. Sometimes it's hard to, sort them out. But Jonathan wants us to show a bicep update with a new guest.
Oh, I flexed earlier today, so I think I'm exempt from this.
What is he talking about? He wants to see the gun show.
He wants to see
Guns,
He
yeah.
wants to see a gun show, y'all.
All I
It's
got
not a
is
knife
little
show;
BB
it's a
gun.
gun show.
All I got.
I don't
BB
have
guns.
much muscle yet.
I don't have.
Yeah,
much
I don't
muscle.
either.
I have
Mostly
not
fat.
worked on anything
But
muscular,
some
so you're gonna
there's some there for
see
my age, but
There you go. Yeah,
you're gonna
there you
see
go.
my
it's going to
mama
get better.
arms, and
That's going to
it.
get way better.
We should show how much does your arm jiggle underneath?
Oh yeah, right.
Luckily, I
That
don't have
got.
that
Mine used to
really.
not jiggle, but now that I'm loosened a little bit, it's kind of thinning out a little
Right.
bit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's a little more jiggly.
Got some good tricep muscles going on down there.
They already see
Oh,
that
I
with me
don't
because
know.
look, I'm like 390 pounds and I post jogging videos, and trust me, it ain't pretty, y'all.
I love it, kid.
I
I
show
love
them
it.
everything already.
Sean, Carnivore Trucker, likes my gag noise. Blech.
Oh, every time.
My retired Bob wants me to record that and put it on my soundboard. I need to figure out how to do that.
Oh, this
Oh
is
my
a good
gosh.
question right here because I was also curious.
Kip,
Oh.
any negative repercussions after eating 24 eggs last night? Which I saw that and I was like, good God.
Right.
Gertie.
Well, actually, Sean made it through it, and Dave made it through it. I didn't make it through it. Like,
Okay.
which part of it could have been the fact that that I had already ate earlier in the day. We had a party that we went to at like 3 p.m. So I had ate pulled pork and hot dogs and like some type of cheese dip or something. So I ate that already, and then once we did the challenge, I was able to eat 18 of the eggs, but I wasn't able to finish it. But there was no repercussions. I mean, I just I tooted a little bit last night, but
We call those the egg poop.
yeah.
So where are each of us from? I am from Kentucky.
I don't know what's the order. I'll go.
Go.
I'm a Jersey girl living in Northern Virginia, about 20 miles outside of Washington, D.C. Sana.
I am also a Jersey girl living in South Florida.
I'm a Bama boy through and through, and I still live in Alabama. I've been here my whole life.
Yeah. I'm in Phoenix these days, but moved here from Maui. So kick me in the head for that move.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding
Yep.
me right now?
Yeah. What part of South Florida, Sana?
We're
Which side?
considered the Treasure Coast, so we're like right smack in the middle. So we're like 45 minutes north of West Palm Beach and about like an hour and a half from Orlando.
My one buddy who's, I think he's still on here, maybe is from Naples. We actually looked at Naples. We almost were looking at between Naples and here when we moved from the islands.
Naples is gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we drop our links channel names?
Can you drop our links, because we're like mine and Sana's, we're getting like 6 messages for ours. It's I don't want to flood the message chat with 6 different messages with my channel.
Yeah, because it does say
doing that
here
36 times if I type a comment. That's why I'm not in the comment section.
Yeah.
Okay, at Mrs. Perfect Keto, is that it? Perfectly Imperfect Keto, right?
Yes.
Oh, a bee.
Oh, you know what I'll do? Yeah.
Oh God, hold on. Remain calm.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What is that?
It's a bee.
A bee?
I put on hand lotion. Okay. Mrs. Perfectly Imperfect Keto. Sana. Okay, and then
I'll throw my link.
Chad is at Minimalist Carnivore.
Yeah, I'll put a holy linky.
Okay,
Chad,
and then
once in the chat.
Yep, are you just at Carnivore Kipp?
You can search me that way. You can do at Carnivore Kipp and I'll come up.
Yeah. Is it underscore or?
I can't even remember. Okay, is like it's probably
all one word.
It's probably all one word.
Oops.
Yeah, it's Carnivore Kipp BBQ.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, BBQ.
Oh, it'll come up. It'll come up.
Yeah, with the symbol cast iron.
Yeah, it's at Carnivore Kipp. It's all one word.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Did the one? Yeah.
All right. Did I get them all right, guys?
I believe so.
I'm trying to see where the chat is. I see a couple questions in there too.
We got some questions.
Oh, so
I saw one there from
Humphrey,
Susan. Yeah. I don't know.
FR Humphrey said that multiple posts are just in the StreamYard side, not in the chat. So that's good to know.
Oh, so you guys aren't seeing mine and Sana's like posts like 6 different times? That's actually good to know because we're seeing it 6 different times on our side.
I mean, it doesn't bother me,
a bunch
guys.
of that.
It's fine if you guys want to.
So there's that one question. It's 301 on my end. I don't know what it is in your end from Susan Hampton.
Here.
Right after you put in Nicole's link.
The hanging arm fat after reaching your goal. You got it. That's a muscular thing. You just got to tone up. But yeah, the less fat you have on your arms, that's what that is, the jiggle. So
okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going in order. So this was the next question.
Okay. I'll hit that one because I got kids 14 and 19 if you want once real quickly from that age group. I don't force it. If they want to do it, my boy eats a ton. My daughter, not so much. I want him to do clean keto, but I also think it's tough for them in social situations and whatever. So would it be optimum? Maybe, but I think it's healthy. Yes, I definitely think it's perfectly fine and healthy. I don't know about younger what I would do, but I'd probably still make them eat. I think I'd make it very heavily. I think they'd be like a 70% carnivore if they were younger, if I'd redo it. And I don't care if they have a few things, just so again, in those situations, if it came up, they could do it if they wanted to, because, even though I am definitely carnivore, I'm fine with people eating what they want.
I can give like a little insight because I've been carnivore for almost 8 months now. Previously, before I was keto for 4 years. And my kids, as well as my husband, they continue on with keto. And although my kids, they just kind of like accidentally, they're more ketovore, if anything. It's tricky with kids because my kids are 6 and the oldest is going to be 15, and they still enjoy some keto type of stuff. Um, so I would think, they're not having anything standard American diet, which is the important thing for me. They came away from a lot of the processed nonsense that's out there. So I kind of think when it comes to kids, can we have their way of eating be perfect? Yeah, but then again, I don't want them to have an unhealthy relationship like I did with food. I want to be able to do the best that I can and kind of educate them in the way that, yeah, is there unhealthy choices out there? Yes. But, are these better choices even if I give them like a too good yogurt? Some people might come at me, oh, why are you still giving them that yogurt because it has sugar in it? It's still a lot better than a lot of the choices I could be giving them out there. But as far as carnivore, when it comes to kids, I say you have to kind of figure just to do the very best. It does not necessarily have to be carnivore, even if you have to go more of a keto route with them. That is absolutely 100 times better than the stuff that they could be eating on the standard American diet. So that's just my little insert there, only because I have kids that 4 years now, they've been on keto and they absolutely love it.
Who's next?
You can go.
You
I've
you are,
left.
because you opened the mouth. You said, "Who's next?"
Okay. So for me, I have to deal with people in my comment section all the time that ask similar questions. And I know that people aren't asking it to be rude. They seriously want to know. And then people ask me all the time, like, hey, is your daughter carnivore? And what some people don't realize is like my wife, she sees things differently. So I mean, if I want to stay married, I can't just be like, oh well, it's my way or the highway. So I have to, find compromise with my wife and find middle ground. I can't just be like, but now in a perfect world, I would like to show my daughter more of a carnivore way of living. But I am getting to do that through example. And one day she's going to be able to go back and watch my videos on how I used to eat the standard American diet. And look what it got me at almost 500 pounds. And now I'm on this journey and I'm losing weight and I'm getting healthy and being able to move my body. So I want to be an example, but I can't force her to do a certain thing. And I also don't want to go against my wife who sees things differently than I do. So, can they be healthy eating carnivore? I mean, tons of people have been carnivore way before we had grocery stores. Way back in the day, people ate more of that way of eating. And then also like hunter gatherers they might have ate carnivore a lot, but then they sometimes ate berries and other things and mushrooms and stuff like that. So I think people can be healthy eating carnivore, but I think people can also be healthy being keto as well. But I would hope that we would at least raise them to learn that, like, hey, you don't need to be eating Doritos and honey buns and all that stuff on a regular basis, because if you do, you're going to be diabetic just like just about everybody else is becoming nowadays. So
I agree with most of that. All of it, probably. I have my youngest is 10, my oldest is almost 21. I've always said this, I wish I had not introduced my child to kid food when they were younger. The chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese and just all the stuff that they continue to want. Over the years, it's been a battle to get them to eat other things besides that. And I have probably lost that battle more than I've won it. I do wish that I had done a low carb approach with my kids. Maybe not a keto and definitely not a carnivore, but just a lower carb approach. Like for me, I'm using carnivore because I'm so far gone metabolically that if I don't do something drastic, we're not going to get this train back on the tracks. Okay. So that's my reason for doing carnivore, but everybody has their own reasons and beliefs and stuff. But I definitely wish I would have done a low carb with my kids. All right. We've got Oh,
One
geez.
quick, somebody was asking if you can click the little thing that puts our names up there. I don't know if you saw that.
You can't show the names if you have chat on the screen. Once the chat display.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no worries then. No, just so you know.
Donna sent somebody I can't tell who these are sent to. Is the only problem. Can y'all?
It's not me because I checked. So it's either me, Kipp, or Chad. I think are the only 3 people who can get them. So it's either
Okay.
or it's either Kipp.
Okay, so Donna says, "Howdy from hot Texas, y'all." Hey, Donna. And then
one thing on the kids thing, I want to say what I think I would do now, looking back at age when they like have their little tray in front of them and they're little. I think I'd just throw out a whole bunch of food and let them choose what they want to eat. You know, just literally chuck out a bunch of little chunks of steak and whatever else stuff, and just let the kid decide. Let nature do its course.
But would that include like Cheez-Its and stuff?
No. It'd be like whole, I hear you there, bud. I hear you. But you know what I mean?
I
Like
mean,
what
it's
you would
hard
have,
to say, honestly. Like I think
a
most
couple
of
green
us are
beans, whatever. You know what I mean? Some steaks, chunks, or whatever they want to do, and just see what they do.
At a point where our kids are much older, and you can say anything you want. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, my kids are never going to do this, but then you'll eat your words. So
that's,
I mean, for me,
even
low
my
carb,
boy,
trying to be low carb and more natural, like just whole foods kind of thing would be
at
good.
14, like he goes to youth group and there's pizza there. I'm not going to stop that. If he wants to grab a Sprite when he's there, I'm not going to stop it, and I'm not going to freak out and do anything, because that's just part of life. He'll get to that point where he makes his decision. And, at that point, I think you can burn through so much of that so quick anyway. It's not as detrimental as it is, once we start getting older, or we're already having problems with eating disorders, or we're diabetic, or, like when I was at well over 275, yeah, that wouldn't have been a good idea to go, oh, I'll just have the ice cream anyway because it's there,
Yeah.
Texas Donna and the homesick Buckeye, those Sean said that those are for Kipp. So thank you guys so much for.
Okay, I will pop them up. I'm just going in order right now.
Yeah,
appreciate it, y'all.
Susan asked, does the hanging arm fat jiggle ever go away after reaching your goal?
Yeah, I kind of touched on that earlier before we went back to the other one. Yeah, a lot of that is as you start to lose body fat, it'll automatically start to decrease from your backside of your arm. But a lot of that is just muscle building too. So I would check out Jonathan's Carnivore Muscle is his new channel name. He does a lot. He does a lot of muscle building and exercise videos on his channel. But you could do things like chair or sofa dips. Push-ups, modified push-ups, depending on where you are. But yeah, a lot of that is just toning up that muscle once you lose the body fat.
Yeah, I'm texting the intentional carnivore right now, and I'm about to give him a hard time because he talks about his skin or whatever right here. I'm gonna just tell him, I'm gonna say, bro, do you even lift? Because he always talks, he mentions that right there, and I'm like, man, you don't work out, bro.
Oh, I have also heard that with fasting, things like loose skin can tighten up, and part of that, part of it's fat, but I had a lot of fat there before. So this is thinning fat. So a lot of this is just loose skin with a little fat left in it. And, hopefully a little bit of fasting might help with that.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Time does help, because when I kind of got down to the weight where I was at now, it's been over 2.5 years I've been maintaining this weight, and it's slowly going down and slowly tightening up. Not fast. I think there's definitely an age thing too. I think if you're 30 or 40, it's going to go quicker than if you're over 60. I think. I have no fact for that, just from what I've seen from other people and heard from other people. But it keeps going down slowly.
Yeah, that's called sarcopenia, what you're talking about, Chad.
Is that okay?
The loss of muscle. That's why it's harder for people over 60 to tone up and all that stuff, because yeah.
Okay, what do you all think about the new Dreo Chef Maker? I will start out. I have not heard of it, so don't know.
So sauna.
I have not heard of it either. I'll have to Google that one.
I've
Let
heard
me
of it,
see.
and one of my friends, they just got it, and they're testing it out, and they'll let me know. But that kind of cooking, y'all know my channel name is Barbecue and Cast Iron, so that pretty much says that like that kind of cooking, like inside cooking them in the little gadgets, that ain't my cup of tea.
Well, does it have a nonstick coating? Because I'm pretty anti nonstick.
Yeah.
I like to
I'm
do
not sure if it does, but I
like a
think she
stainless.
likes the one that she just got because they just started the company or just came out with a Kickstarter or whatever. But I think she's liking it. But I mean, we'll just give it time and see.
I mean, this kind of just looking at the image, it kind of looks like just like a convection oven, but like for the countertop is kind of what it reminds me of.
Well, y'all know the channel for Rigno Freedom.
Yes.
He
Yes.
uses one when they first did their Kickstarter. I think they sent him one, and now I guess a lot of people have been seeing him use it, and he loves it. So a lot of people
Well,
have been
maybe
buying
they
it.
should send us all one, and we'll try it and
Yeah.
report back.
Yeah, I'll try it, but about a week later, it'll be just
But
sitting in the
yeah,
closet.
I keep
can't.
thinking I should
I
get
will
a
tell the truth
basket
though.
one. I keep thinking I should get a basket one, but between like, I like carbon steel pans. I'm kind of one of those like still foodies, but now I'm a carnivore foodie. So I still kind of, I'll do sous vide, I'll do instant pot because it changes the taste and texture of meat, not necessarily other things. And it's all stainless and there's no plastic. I don't like the plastic of sous vide, but I like sous vide. So I'll balance that plastic idea and not worry about it because I know all aged meats are 30 days in cryovac or vacuum pack, how you get them in restaurant packs, and they're put on that junky, thing that they serve the trays in, foam or whatever, and saran. So a little bit of plastic and low heat doesn't bug me on the sous vide. But other than that, I just think my problem is probably like Kipp. I at least try to grill and I at least try to cook on a pan and I at least try to make it. And that's just me, but I think it could be fun. I think the kids would get use out of it. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I love my air fryer. I will
Yeah,
say we have
everybody
a
says
Blackstone
so.
grill, and yeah, we like doing some big batch cooking on the Blackstone flat top, but good luck to anyone trying to pry away my air fryer from me because even, being a working person, I can literally put, in my 30-minute lunch break from work, I can put a ribeye in there and just the fat. Oh my goodness, that air fried fat is just,
Nothing
oh my
like it.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
don't
keep
like the
hearing.
like
taste.
it.
Everybody says that, those little
I mean,
crisps. And
Kipp's gonna disagree.
I
He's
don't
Yeah.
like the taste. I mean, maybe I've just had so much grilled steaks and smoked, reverse seared and stuff. When I taste it, it tastes bland. To me,
so
that's just
Kipp.
me.
So
So
Kipp, I don't really like the smoked flavor. So I want to make my steaks better, but I don't think that I would be a fan of smoked because anything smoked I've ever had,
Flavor meat.
I mean, it may be different when it's actually like if you made some meat and I tasted it, I might love it. But, sometimes smoked flavors that you get are artificial,
Yeah, when it's artificial, that's usually people that don't know what they're doing or either restaurants that are trying to make it the easy way. But whenever you like use like he was talking about stick burners, whenever you're actually using that real wood and making a fire, it produces a better flavor and you get more of a true barbecue flavor out of doing that. But I mean, if people like Instant Pots and stuff like that, or air fryers or whatever they're all called, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's just not for me, really.
well, I got something. So we're ordering an air fryer too because I don't like the fatty bits, like the chunky fatty bits, and it's been recommended to fry them up. But we live in a third floor condo building, so unless I hold an actual grill outside of our third floor window, which I don't think our HOA would appreciate.
John's gonna like that because you'll get muscles.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure something will happen. But that's why we're getting an air fryer. But the one we're getting has a grill and an air fryer. It's like a 2-in-1. You can fit like 6 burger patties in the grill part. But that's what we're getting just because we live in a condo building. But I'm excited because it's a texture thing. I eat the fatty bits and it's an instant gag reflex as soon as it hits the back of my throat. So someone recommended frying them up just to get the fat down because I do need extra fat. So I'm going to give it a shot. But that's what people keep suggesting is to just fry them up to get
So
them.
just put your steak in a cast iron skillet and cook it with some tallow or something.
Yeah.
That's good like that.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a shot too.
I love a steak
Nicole,
in a
I'm
cast iron skillet.
curious. Yeah, I'm curious what you think of your air fryer, Nicole, when you get it. Because even chicken wings in the air fryer, I am
Oh,
so
they're
thankful
delicious.
when I reintroduce chicken that it does not cause me any hindrance because air fried chicken wings, oh my goodness.
I will say
So
chicken
Amazing.
wings are pretty good in the air fryer because it's so easy to crisp them
Mhm.
up. So it does good on that. For me, I still like the outdoor smoke flavor better, but I will say when I've had chicken wings that way, I prefer it. But the steak, it's a no-go for me. I'd rather just put it in a cast iron skillet if I'm gonna cook it inside.
Yeah. For
So
me
I
too,
did
that
recently buy, I'm sorry, Chad.
no, go ahead.
I recently bought 2 pans that have the grill grates over them, and they're like
Okay.
stainless. And that way I can do the convection on the air or on the wings in the oven, and I can do more at once because my air fryer, I'm just like standing there for 3 hours because I have a family of 6, and they're like getting theirs and I've still eaten nothing. But that worked pretty well. It didn't quite get as crispy as the air fryer, but it was pretty good.
I know for me, the Instant Pot, the only thing I put in mine is chuck steak because it changes the flavor and texture. It's
Oh, yeah.
purely just to break up the chuck steak that I ate so much as an option. But I'm
do the
kind of with
pizza.
Kipp, though. I try not to. I'd rather cook something like in lard outside, I'm not a cast iron person, but I like it. But I like carbon steel, which is it reacts similar to cast iron, but it's a little more like chef type. So the handles are better and it reacts quicker. So it's just an alternative choice. And I cook outside because I have just one of those cheap Camp Chef stoves, but I don't worry about the splatter, the mess, the heat, the smoke, anything inside the house. So 99% of my cooking is outside for that reason.
Nice, Chad. Way to rub it in, Chad.
Okay. Do you eat till you're full or limit your protein intake from Sid?
Eat till you're full, but if you are a carnivore, I don't know what your diet looks like, but you want to make sure you're eating enough fat and protein. The excess protein will get converted into glucose, so you definitely don't want to, go overboard. The recommendations are 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight. That's just the baseline standard. That intake recommendation will change based off of your individual factors, your exercise, your genetics, your height, your weight, all that stuff. But that's the baseline recommendations. But I wouldn't get hung up on that. I would just make sure you're just eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, just eating animal foods and just eating to your full. Stop eating when you're not full. But you do want to make sure you're eating more fat than protein because excess protein will turn into glucose. Your body does need glucose, but you don't want to feed it too much glucose.
So as far as personally, so in the very beginning when I first started carnivore, I was eating more so 3 times a day because it definitely took my body some time to acclimate. But very soon, I want to say probably like 2 months in, my body was really just wanting OMAD. Like I got to a point where I was just so stuffed. And it wasn't even meat aversion. I still loved all the meats. It's just my body, just from the change of having so much extra fat from, all the fattier cuts of meat that now I was introducing to my body, I just got very satiated and very, very quickly. But as far as now, I just listen to my body. Like today and yesterday, I just did OMAD, 1 meal a day, because I simply just had 2 very fatty ribeye steaks, and my body has been happy with that. So, I mean, it's been hours since I ate today. We're coming on almost like 5 hours, and my body's perfectly fine. I'm not hungry. I will not be eating again for the rest of the evening. But I just listen to my body. I've just changed my relationship with food, and I'm able to be in tune to listen and give my body what it needs.
And for me, I mean, I like to just keep it simple, kind of like what Nicole was saying at the very end. She was saying, but kind of just you don't have to do all that. Eat the bacon, eat the eggs, eat the, I just like to not overthink it because I know that like no animals in the wild, they have to think about, am I going to count this and count that? So I just don't think that we have to do that if we're eating the right foods. If we're not eating the right foods, then yeah, you got to really, really start counting everything. But like if you're fueling your body the right way, I mean, of course, if you're eating 10 pounds of butter and you can't produce a solid turd, then like you probably need to back the fat down. I mean, you got to use common sense there. But, or if you're constipated, you probably need a little bit more fat. But I mean, at the end of the day, animals don't count everything, so I don't want to have to do that too. I don't want to live my life having to constantly count stuff. I want to fuel my body with food, move my body, and live a happy life.
Thank you for the potty talk.
Yeah.
I'm always
You
down.
you guys can still hear me, right? My other program
Yes.
just crashed. I was telling you about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, yeah, I just eat till full, kind of like what Dr. Chafee always says. It's like when it doesn't start tasting good or whatever, I just stop. I prefer that. I have no gallbladder. I got to be careful about going over on the fat. So sometimes I'll break it into 2 meals. But otherwise, yeah, I just literally eat till and I think we all use the word satiated because it's different than being full. You can eat a huge Thanksgiving dinner and be belly full, want to loosen your belt and go, oh, look at that pie. I'm going to eat that, But when you're really satiated, you're not that full. You can still get up and do things, but you don't want to eat. I think those words are important to kind of differentiate it too about being full or satiated, for me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just eat till I'm full. I'm a brat, so like I'm gonna, if I have to be on a special way of eating, which is not, it's not like I have to be on it now. I actually really like it, but I treat myself. So I'm just like I can eat whatever I want whenever I want, and that's what I do. But I'm within the guidelines, my guidelines. So mostly meat, some cheese, occasionally some cream cheese. Not a whole lot of extra beyond that. But yeah, I do not limit myself. Okay. Whoops. Hold on. My neighbor. Okay. Texas Donna, can I invite y'all to join my September challenge? It will be the daily why, challenging everyone to start every day in September by handwriting their why. Well, that sounds cool, Donna.
Yeah.
And thank you for the super chat. I think it was sent to Kipp.
Yes, it was sent to Kipp.
Thank
I'm
you.
down. Please let us know what that entails, Donna. Is this a group or are we just doing this on our own? Like, yeah, if you can give us some details.
Yeah.
I think we love to join. I join.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, this one's funny. Did Kipp eat so many eggs that he forgot his YouTube channel?
Yeah, for real. I'm like, who am I? Like last night was tough, y'all. But anyway, I mean, I don't get asked that question all the time. Usually, I mean, I get asked for the link and I copy the link and send it over. But I forget the YouTube channel. Now I've been telling people my Instagram because that's the rage now. So I've been telling that more than the YouTube thing.
I think too, one question up around 3:01 on my time, Bible reading Bearhead. That's actually a good one. I don't know if you can scroll back up and see that one.
What
So
time
whatever
is it?
01 is 01, the 2 end minutes. Mine says 3:01, so yours might be different in the time zone.
601.
But it was so it might be 6:01.
6:01. All right.
Yeah,
that's
Bible
way
reading
up
Bear
there.
when you had a day
I'm
slip.
at 6:09. So
Yeah, and it was right kind of around when
Does
you
it
were
have a cue
posting the
by it, or?
links. Yeah, it has a cue.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's a good one actually.
When you had a slip day, okay. When
Slip
you
up
had
day, I
a
think
day
she's saying.
slip you up, did your body go
Yeah.
through almost like starting over? I cheated Wednesday due to my dad's 90th birthday, and I had diarrhea, feeling like the first week again.
Okay.
Nicole?
I think everyone was waiting for me to chime in. Yeah, so it depends on how long you've been doing whatever variation of low carb you're doing. But yeah, you essentially detox your body of all of the garbage you were eating, thereby eliminating or decreasing your digestive issues, your inflammation, all of those things that you were struggling with. So once you start adding those foods in, even if it's for a meal, even if it's for a day, it's like a toxin to your body. Your body is like, what the heck are you doing to me? And is trying to get it out. But yeah, that should only last about a day or so. If I go off plan, like last weekend, we went up to Salisbury Beach in Massachusetts for my husband's family. We do this every single year in August. I had a couple slices of pizza. It was planned. I didn't eat all day. That was like my one meal because I knew it was going to be garbage. But yeah, my digestion suffered that night and I felt like garbage the next day, but then it was back to normal. So it should only last a day or so. If it lasts more than that, then there might be something else going on, but that should be temporary as long as you get right back on plan.
I'll hit it next. To me, it's the same thing. It's kind of like if somebody drank a 6-pack of beer every night when they get home and they quit for a long time, then they even had one, it would hit them really hard. That's my analogy with it. But also, I think it's those lessons do you learn? Do you then go, okay, I'm not going to slip up as much next time or not? It's like I always have 2 bites of my kid's birthday cake, and that's plenty for me. I don't need a full piece, but I know if I had a full piece, it would put me over. So I think that's those lessons learned after time. Like even like the Halloween candy, I was really curious about. I was more curious, not wanting to slip up, but I was curious about old flavors. Now I'm not even curious. So I think too, as you go along, you learn to go, yeah, I know this is bad from past experience, but it definitely hits you. Even 2 bites of cake for me is like, whoa, I can just feel the sugar rush just from 2 little bites.
Because your body detox from those things. It's
pretty wild.
Yeah.
When I have a slip up, because I've had a couple slip ups since I started, maybe 3 or 4 times, and I've pretty much learned that if I have a slip up, to don't step on the scale for the next week. Because if I step on the scale for the next week, I'm not going to gain a bunch of weight, but the scale's not going to drop for probably close to a week. After I do that, it's like, I don't know, my body's just storing it and hanging on to it, or I don't know how it's working. I don't know all the science, but usually it takes me close to a good week before I can actually start producing more results on the scale, which I know not everything's about the scale, but I mean, I know if I cheat, it kind of messes with things for a little while.
Can I chime in? So, Kim, if you go down to 6:32 p.m. our time, 6:32, Bible Reading Bear clarify that she's been straight carnivore. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was on mute. But she was straight carnivore for 4 weeks. So she's very new to this. And she said that it was Wednesday, so I'm assuming this past Wednesday, and the diarrhea hit today. So however many days that is. But her aches and RA, so rheumatoid arthritis pain, has been going on since Thursday. So Thursday, the next day, that's normal. I don't know what you cheated with or how much you cheated going back to what Dad said, but I will say I typically don't recommend people going off plan, whatever that plan looks like for you, at least into your 60, 90 days in, truly, because that's really how long it's going to take for you to adjust and be truly a fat burner. So you're really not even at this point in a few weeks in, you're not fully adjusted to carnivore at this point. So I would recommend just don't kick yourself in the butt. Just get back on the horse, start fresh, get back on plan. But I would recommend staying on plan for at least 60, 90 days before you start including random cheat days, because you need to give your body time to adjust. And because you did it so soon in the game, your body wasn't totally cleaned out and your metabolism wasn't completely shifted. So you kind of confuse things and kick yourself back into not square one, but you kind of kicked yourself back because you were so new to this. So I would recommend just getting back on plan and waiting 60 or 90 days before you start trying to add cheats. I know it was your dad's birthday and I know those are hard, but being this early in, you need to give your metabolism and your body time to adjust to this way of eating. And only being a few weeks in, you're not completely adapted yet. And that's likely what's going on here.
Yeah, what Nicole said. Also, I've only been doing carnivore for, according to Nicole, it's 107 days. Don't quote me, she did the calculations. But I haven't really like cheated bad in that time. I did eat some berries a few times. I don't consider that cheating. I just consider that a choice I made. I mean, berries are food. But now, as far as like anything, like cake or anything like that, that would be ultra processed. I haven't done anything like that. And I think I would probably be sick as a dog if I did. As it is, like just eating berries and stuff, I have a little bit of flare up with my candida. And then the next day I'll have a really bad headache first thing in the morning. That's how I know whatever I ate the day before did not sit well, is I will wake up with a headache first thing.
Yep.
Okay, homesick Buckeye, $5. I think that's Kipp, maybe, or
That's
Kipp.
That's Kipp. Yep.
I developed a weight problem at 8 years old. My parents will pay when I make the nursing home choices. Yeah. Honestly, though, I don't know what generation you are, homesick Buckeye, but I feel like, as much as we've been lied to about food, they probably were doing the best they could. Let's get. I'm going to show another comment while I look for a question here. You want to read it, Nicole?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just read that while I look for a question.
Totally agree with you, Kipp. It's just too bad that we can't get most of Think Like We Do. We wouldn't have to worry about this healthcare crisis. This healthcare crisis is totally okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay, and this I agree with. Fatty meat does more for the kids' attitude than anything else.
Yep.
Sana, you want to read that for me?
I don't have kids, but I do love how Nisha gives her kiddos options to pick at, and they're whole foods. Yes, and that's Nisha Berry, Dr. Berry's wife that she's referring to.
And she's awesome, the queen. Yes. King Ken and Queen Nisha. All right. Kipp, will you read that for us?
Yeah, but I was going to say real quick, people were saying in the comment section that Chad fell off the chat, so I wonder if he started a vegan channel or something real quick.
I think, you know what, he's got scurvy, I think.
He got scurvy.
We didn't do a scurvy check. That was the problem.
Yeah, so let me see what this person says. They said, we make sure everything is healthy and clean of preservative, gluten, etc. And they mostly eat meat, but some carb is good for little kids, we believe. Yeah, and kids can handle stuff a lot better than people that's lived a lifetime full of eating junk food or whatever, that's done so much damage to their body. But I personally don't think that carbs are essential, but I'm not a doctor. So
but he plays one on TV.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So I know Michael. What's going on, Michael? I think he said his wife's watching too. So yeah, when it comes, I just want to say one thing about the carbs and kids. Now I'm the last one to be dogmatic because, like I said, I eat carbs and I drink my Michelob Ultra. Leave my beer alone. But yeah. So when we're born, we're in our most natural state. And when we're born as babies, we are keto. We are born in a ketogenic state. We are fat burners. Breast milk is fat, saturated fat, cholesterol is largely fat. So carbs are non-essential when it comes to nutrition, meaning our body can synthesize from non-carb sources like amino acids from protein. So we really don't need carbs at all. And depending on what kind of carbs and this isn't just for Michael, it's just in general, depending on what kind of carbs you're eating or your kids are eating, that's going to turn them into sugar burners, flip their metabolism over, which is fine. Like, we're very adaptable. But you just want to kind of be careful that you don't end up in this situation that many of us turn to carnivore for. And that's a caveat, but we don't need carbohydrates, even kids. It's truly non-essential. We are ketogenic in our most natural state. But if you want to feed your kids carbs, by all means, like I said, I eat carbs. I'm like not dogmatic about it. It's perfectly fine. I just want to just be careful the types of carbs and how much you. That's all I wanna say, because I eat berries. I try to eat the least sugary, kind of carbs when I eat fruit. Like, I mainly stick to, like, the berries, for example. Like, something like a banana, that's super high in sugar, and most of that sugar is going right to your liver, and fructose can be a contributing factor to non-alcoholic fatty liver. Now, I'm not telling people not to eat your fruit. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to make those things a bit more conscious and front of mind when choosing your carbs and the frequency and the quantity. That's all.
So you're saying that we shouldn't eat the French fries at McDonald's?
No, you shouldn't.
Oh, crap.
Can you? Absolutely.
What?
Like, you can every once in a while, but should you? No.
What about one? What about just one?
Hey, sometimes
It falls out of the Happy Meal box.
I'll steal
Nobody eats just one.
I'll steal 1 or 2 French fries off my husband's plate sometimes, but I won't eat more than that because I will feel it. But yeah, I'll steal a French fry every
The
once.
food that does not even disintegrate under soil and
Yeah.
last decades.
All right. Next question. I don't have an Instapot. I still have a crock pot. Is there a true justification to get an Instant Pot? I mean, I'll start out. I just got rid of my crock pot the other day because my Instant Pot also has a crock pot feature on it. So I thought, well, that's just redundant. So I gave it to Goodwill, but I don't use my Instant Pot a whole lot. And I don't really use a crock pot a whole lot either, obviously. But I don't think that unless you just want your food cooked super fast, I don't think there's really any need to do that. If you've got time, you can throw it in the crock pot for 8 hours and probably get the same result or even 3 or 4 hours, probably get the same result as you can in an Instant Pot. Nicole?
Oh, sorry, I was typing in the chat. I don't have an Instant Pot. I still have a crock pot. I have a crock pot. Welcome to the crock pot age. I cook all of my meat in the crock pot. I don't like standing on the stove, and I cook everything in beef bone broth. It's amazing. I cooked my chuck roast in the crock pot yesterday, and it's so tender. It just falls off the fork, melts in your mouth. But I also cooked that in butter and beef bone broth. So I love the crock pot. I cook everything in the crock pot. Yeah, I don't know anything about an Instapot. I guess it just cooks it faster? I don't know.
And where I live at in the South, I mean, everybody's got a crock pot because I
Right.
mean, like if you have if there's like a Christmas get together or like a Thanksgiving get together, there's gonna be crock pots all over the table.
Yeah,
So-
what are you
Even
going
at
to bring
church,
to
At the church
the
functions, you got the
picnic?
table full of all the crock pots.
Oh yeah, with all the different dips. And see,
Right.
fall's getting here, so everybody's gonna start doing different like peanuts and other different stuff. They'll do their peanuts in the crock pot and other different dishes, and then it'll get cold and they'll do chili and all that stuff. So it's getting that time of year.
Yeah, I just do it. I know I'm chiming in again, but I just do it in lieu of like not having time, basically. If you've got time, use that crock pot, you know?
Or even better would be a Dutch oven because you can use a Dutch oven and do
yeah.
the same thing.
Yep.
Or for all my
Huh?
people in their 40s, if you know the what was that oven we had where we made those
Easy bake.
Easy bake ovens?
Yes.
We still make those things.
Fun fact, I never had an easy bake oven.
I did not either.
Those
No.
brownies.
I
Oh my
know of it, but never had one myself.
I was addicted to my Easy Bake Oven. Those brownies were delicious.
But as
Sauna.
far as for me, I don't have an Instapot, but I do have a Ninja Foodie. It's one of the round ones that kind of does all the things, including the pressure cookering that's kind of reminiscent like an Instapot. But I still have my crock pot. So I would say, just like Kim had mentioned, just like Nicole mentioned, it's kind of when it comes down to the speed, because I kind of feel like they both give the same quality, the same kind of results, is the way I feel. Um, but for
Yeah,
me,
it's just the time.
yeah, it's kind of like if you want to do it old school or if you want to do it new school. And a lot of those things, that's kind of, I keep my crock pot just in case, during the holiday, if I need kind of like a backup to my Ninja Foodie. But I just kind of feel like it just kind of gives the same results. It's
And
just speed and slow cooker is really
you
what
know,
it comes down to.
being a kid from the 80s,
Yes.
I'm a little scared of my Instapot, honestly, because pressure cookers used to explode on people,
Oh, yeah.
and I had a friend that had burns from like,
Mhm.
probably 3/4 of her body from where one of the old timey ones exploded. I
Right.
don't think the Instant Pots are very likely to do that, but I still keep my kids back from it. It's just it's ingrained. It's like a deep seated fear I have. Okay, question. Kip, how do you recommend cooking a ribeye in cast iron on the stove? I much prefer charcoal grill, but can't do it every day. Thanks.
You basically just said it. You put the steak in the cast iron and you cook it. Nah, I would say go mid heat. Like if I was doing eggs, I would go mid heat and then I would lower it back down. But since you're doing steak, it's a thicker, like it's thick, so and it's gonna bring the temperature of the cast iron down. So if you're gonna do it, I would probably put it about a 6 or a 7, like medium heat, and you can go closer to medium high if you need to, but don't turn cast iron all the way up. It will get way too hot. It'll burn your oil. It'll smoke up your house, and your steak will be too charred. So and raw in the middle. So about a 6 or a 7, put your steak in there and let it go some and then flip it, but make sure you oil your pan first. I use tallow, you can use butter, and then just have fun with it. Some people say never flip it but once. For me, I could flip a steak once or I could flip it 10 times and still get a good steak either way. So I don't worry too much about that. And honestly, if it's a thicker steak, you want to flip it more because it'll cook more evenly. If it's a thin steak, you can get by with 1 or 2 flips. But if it's really thick, if you don't flip it a lot, it's not going to cook perfectly even all the way through.
Okay, there's more you can do with the Instant Pot, like making yogurt and sous vide and some other fancy stuff. Mostly we like saving the time to feed the kids easier.
Yep.
I agree, and I did not know that you could sous vide in it. So I'm going to have to look into that because I've always wanted to try that.
Yeah, I am going to hop off in a few minutes. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm going to hop off and
I'll have
some
to too. Let me get to the end here. Let me look at see if there's any other questions.
questions. And Kip got a super chat.
I'm looking for cues, guys. So let's see. I'm at 6:35, so not far from the end. If there's any questions that I've missed, tell me what the time was, and I'll hit it real quick before we get off.
Before
Let's go through.
Super chat for Kip. If you want to pull that up to give them a
Hold on, what time?
6:44.
Okay, I'm not there yet. I'm at 37.
Okay.
See, I just want to go in order to make sure I don't miss anybody.
And Nicole, what are you eating tonight, Nicole?
There are a lot of comments.
2 bacon cheeseburger patties and probably a little bit of blueberries.
I heard that. That sounds
good.
good.
Today's too mad. I've been OMAD a lot lately, actually. That was my goal. And now, I find myself just eating 1 meal a day, but today is a 2 meal a day. Do you eat one? No, you eat multiple times, right, Kip?
Yeah, I eat multiple times. I normally eat 2 meals a day.
Okay.
Okay, I've been carnivore for 4.5 years, and I've had a slip up. I call it a reminder instead of a cheat because it reminds me quickly why I became a carnivore. Ding, 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 ding.
That's a good way
Jesse
of looking
wins
at it.
the comment of the day, and thanks for the $5.
And I did not touch on the whole slip up thing, but for me, it's not about me being perfect, but I will say I did not really chime in because I have not had a slip up. Um, it's not like I said about being perfect. It's just because I was at the point where I was so very sick, especially when it came to my mental health, that I can't afford to slip up. Is kind of where my mindset is right now.
Yeah.
Um, will I always stay that way? No, because I do want to in the future, definitely as my body continues to heal and my mental health heals, possibly I can do some more introductions, but that's kind of where my mindset is right now when it comes to the slip ups.
Well, Mr. Vegan
Look
is
who
Oh,
decided to
look
show
who,
his
yes,
vegan
right?
face.
Yeah, I see your vegan channel you just made when you left. He's muted.
Okay. Chad, you're muted, I think.
he has brain fog. He's muted all those plants.
Yeah.
I'm going to unmute him. No, it won't let me. Says he chose to mute himself. So,
Just mime. We got you.
yeah, just like
Are
we're
you
almost
muted
done anyway.
on
'Cause we've got to go
StreamYard?
eat.
Pretty
Perfect, Miguel,
much.
perfect. Okay. Does anybody see anything that I missed? And if not, let's tell what we're going to have for dinner and then we'll be peace out.
Chat. I'm telling you, he's cooking up his vegan bowl right now. So I'm having 2 bacon cheeseburger patties with a side of a little bit of blueberries.
Okay. Kipp.
I honestly hadn't thought about it yet. I was planning on, because I did a interview earlier at 3:30, and then I was gonna plan supper whenever I hopped on here, and I seen y'all were on, so then I was like, I'll hop on real quick. So I hadn't
Just
even
real
thought
quick.
about supper. So I guess I'm gonna starve tonight. No.
Fasting. Kipp's fasting.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably run out and grab some hot dogs at the gas station that's got hot dogs.
Ooh, that could be scary, Kipp.
Yeah.
Sana.
So I've already ate. So a couple hours ago, I already ate. It was an OMAD kind of day yesterday and today. So I've already had 2 air fried ribeyes with some butter, and that did me for today.
Yummy. I had a ribeye earlier today, and I am going in there to crack open my it's a hamburger that's made out of what's that steak? Wagyu. I
Oh,
got it
yeah.
at Walmart, so I'm sure it's like 100% legit.
Y'all keep talking about them ribeyes though, and I'm gonna have to speed thaw a ribeye and cook one tonight.
Speed thaw? How do you speed thaw?
Have running water and
Yep.
have the water constantly running over it while it's thawing out. It'll thaw out way faster.
Oh,
Old
nice.
school method. That's the oh crap, I forgot to thaw out the
Right.
Thanksgiving turkey method.
Just best believe it's not going to see an air fryer.
Oh, it ain't touching no air fryer. I can promise you that.
Oh. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me in my very first live that I've hosted. And I hope to have all of you come back again. And I'm a very impromptu kind of person, so I'm sure this won't be the last one. And thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you
It was fun.
all.
Bye.
Bye.